What's up, guys? Today, that's right, today, right now, right this second, I'm making a video. You're watching it. That's right, you're watching it right this second. I'm doing a review on this stuff right here. Right here, this stuff, this little black tub of off-white golden goodness. What is this? What is this stuff? Looks like lip balm, but it's not. This is Obenauf's heavy duty LP. LP standing for leather preservative. Yes, so we're talking about leather and maintaining leather and why you may or may not want to maintain leather. That's what this video is about. So if you don't like leather, you need to hit the bricks, bro. Alright, now that all the leather haters have left, the non-leather sayers, it's time to talk about this stuff. I've been very, very impressed with this, and I've been kind of enlightened by the whole concept of maintaining your leather goods. As presented in the background of this video, we have some leather goods. We got a couple knife sheaths. Of course, in this case, this K-Bar USMC knife has a leather stacked handle. So we got a double duo. No, that'd be four. Just a duo or a double, pick one. I have a nice holster back here, which we'll be reviewing very soon. I got my belt, which is not of great quality. It's just, you know, just happens to be leather. By the way, I didn't steal this from someone named Alice. That's the store I got it from. It's called Alice's Wonderland. Just so you know, it is my belt, not Alice's. And then, of course, I have this little tub of Obenauf's LP. Now, I also have a huge tub of heavy-duty LP, and I'll talk about why in a minute. Because this thing is awesome, and when you first start using this, a little goes a long way. And then guess what? You find every single thing in your entire life that, you know, is leather, and you start really using it, and that's when you have to get the big one. So anyway, these are the sample size, but they do sell these, I believe, in like little groups. I think you get like 3 and then like a 12-pack of them. These are awesome just because of small containers. You could throw this in a glove box, you know, of your car or truck. You can throw one in your work box, you know, workbench, whatever. You can put them all over the place is the point. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So we're gonna talk about this a little bit. First, let's make some room. Don't need the belt there, don't need this here right now. Let's focus on some knife goodness. So I have a K-Bar USMC fighting knife here. This is my user USMC, and what a beautiful knife, and a beautiful sheath, and we got some leather going on here. And then I also have my favorite little fixed blade for, you know, honky-tonking around the woods and doing some bushcraft projects. This is my Bark River Knife and Tool Canadian. Love this knife. Ugh, love it. And with it is its leather sheath. I have a Kydex sheath for this knife, but I always use this one instead. It's got the little loop here for a ferro seam rod. It's an awesome little setup, very high quality. There's their little stamp. And then, of course, I have the LP. So, here's the deal. I learned about this stuff, again, from Cody, Wrangler Star, okay? Oh, I shouldn't say again, because I didn't mention it yet. Big, big, big thank you and shout out to Cody, otherwise known as Wrangler Star here on YouTube. He's the person who I learned about this stuff from. I would not have known it existed without happening to have seen his videos where he uses it, mentions it. And I really, really trust in Cody's opinion, because this is a man, by example through his videos, is extremely hardworking and lives a lifestyle of constant, you know, usage of tools and just, I mean, the man's a handyman. I mean, the handyman of all handymans. He has to be able to take care of his family, you know, maintain the house. I mean, yeah, of course, a lot of guys do that, but he's doing the whole off-the-grid thing. And it's a lot of, you know, do-it-yourself type stuff. He is the DIY guy on YouTube. At least from what I've seen, he's where it's at. Man knows a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. And he uses a lot of leather products. And I have to say, if anyone was going to talk about maintaining leather, I would trust him the most. In fact, he has a whole series I watched on boots. I'm not into boots. I don't really care about boots at all. But I hung on every single word watching his video because he was very entertaining and I like his personality. But he sold me on the idea of going and getting a good friggin' pair of boots, which has still been done yet. But in watching that video and listening to him talk about maintaining something, it kind of drilled this into my brain. This little seed was planted in the back of my head that grew into a wonderful little tree. And it was telling me, look, when you're paying money for something, like a nice knife, okay? Like a nice belt, which this isn't. Should really get this back to Alice. Pants is probably falling down. Or a nice holster. You know, you want to maintain it. It's like anything else in life. You buy quality, okay? You buy it once and you maintain it. And in the end, you're going to save money. But learning by example, I was watching a guy who was maintaining his leather products, and it kind of sunk into my head, well, you know, I have some leather. You know, of course I have a bunch of cheap leather too, which I don't care about, but I have some nice leather here. I don't want to go find this knife sheath after it's been stored for a couple months and, you know, see that all the rivets are green and nasty and there's mold and mildew all over it and it stinks, or it's all dried up and cracked and breaking. Of course not. I definitely don't want to see it on my knife handle, you know, and I love this knife. I don't want to see it on this sheath. So I got this stuck in my head that, you know what, maybe I should start maintaining my leather. And I am. And I've been using this product and I've absolutely fell in love with it. And I have to say, doing more research, every single guy out there who really is into his leather, whether you're a biker and you're really into your leather, or you're just I don't know what to call you, but you're really, really into your leather, like a little too much. Not that I'm judging. I don't judge, but you know, if you're into your leather, you already know about this stuff because this is the leading product for leather care. You know, from what I've read, every single place I go to try to find out, you know, basically how this compares to other stuff, this is what everyone's saying is the best. So I had to try it and I did. So huge thank you to Cody, Wrangler Star. Thank you very, very much for exposing this to me. And I'm very happy to basically pay it forward and expose it to everyone else. So anyone watching this video, if you got some leather stuff around, you want it to last a long time, this is the stuff to use. So basically here's the deal. What we have here is a base of like a natural beeswax, all right, and there's a bunch of oils and minerals and everything else that's good for leather mixed in. Now what I like about this one in researching is that this is all natural. There's no kind of like harsh chemicals in here, and the problem is that there's a lot of, you know, leather care products on the market in general, but a lot of the ones with the chemicals, they end up sealing in. Not only could they actually damage the leather, but they seal in the leather completely so it doesn't breathe anymore, okay? It's no longer porous. So what happens is, in the case of a knife sheath or a gun holster, you're trapping in all that moisture and that dead, stagnant air inside with your knife blade, with your gun barrel, and so forth. And you're going to promote rust, you're going to promote mildew and bacteria and all kinds of nasty crap. All right, and it's going to deteriorate the metal that you're storing in here. So that's the first thing I like about it, is it's all natural and allows the leather to actually breathe. Now, breaking this down, I read an article, and it was talking about how you have to treat leather like skin. And at first I thought, ew, why? And then I thought of, you know, it puts the lotion on its face and all that other weird stuff. And then I thought something else was really funny. It's kind of an inside joke, but it's so moist, oh my god. But only one person will ever get that watching this video. But and I thought, duh, wait a minute, it is skin. As gross as that sounds, of course, cowhide. You know, it's animal skin. And especially all these nice leather products out there, people are like really into like designer men's wallets and stuff, and of course women's purses, and like ostrich skin and all these exotic type leathers. I mean, this is expensive stuff a lot of times, and you really want to maintain it. So all we have to do, it's very, very straightforward, and anyone can do this, is with this specific one, you just get a little bit on your finger. It's the best way to apply this. Now, what we're doing is we're just putting a light coating on here, almost like you're waxing, you know, the paint on your car or something. A very light coating, and what's going to happen is the leather is going to, it's porous, it's going to absorb that. Now you may want to do this 2 or 3 times. I mean, you know, you do a coat basically, and then you let it sit, and the leather's going to kind of soak it up. It's going to drink up all this moisture, all these oils and the beeswax, and it's going to kind of impregnate into the leather. And then you'll take note maybe 24 hours later or 48 hours later if you have to do another one. And you keep doing this until you see that it's saturated. You can't really overdo it. You'll tell when you overdo it, and just basically wipe off the excess. But the heat from your body will start to melt this a little bit. It's the consistency of like lip balm, but as you know, the more you touch it and stuff, the more it kind of melts and liquefies. All right, so basically just get a little bit on your finger, and you go in and you kind of massage it into the leather. It's really simple. There's no real technique. Doesn't matter what direction you're doing. Basically, you're just putting a layer on here. All right, just kind of rub it back and forth. Now you could speed up this process by pre-melting this a little bit, so it's, you know, basically the liquid form, and you can do that with a hairdryer. It doesn't take much heat at all. But I found just using my finger, after rubbing it for a little bit, it melts completely, and the leather soaks it all up. You want to make sure to get in all little nooks and crannies, you know, all within the stitching. I'm going to wrap around here. I'll basically, after the video is over, I'll go back and redo this whole sheath again. But that's all you have to do. You just kind of rub it in, and you do a couple layers until you'll be able to tell once it's all saturated in there. And this is going to prevent a lot of different things. The biggest thing is it's an antibacterial, so you're not going to get any mold. It's going to prevent all that kind of stuff, your mildew. It's going to feel much more supple. I mean, this sheath and this sheath here, they're already nice quality leather sheaths, and they already felt really nice, but this one, I haven't treated this one yet. This specific one that I've been treating down here at the base, it's amazing at the difference. Once I've actually started using this, I can feel that it's moisturized. It's a difference between touching, you know, a beautiful woman's soft face and, you know, that old bag lady, you know, not to be rude, but that's basically the difference. And trust me, you don't want to be rubbing the bag lady. So, no offense to any bag ladies watching, by the way. Anyway, this stuff's amazing. I have to say I'm extremely impressed with this. This is the first time I've been exposed to a lot of different products on YouTube through other people's videos, and I've tried, you know, my fair share of things. But this is the first time I really, really want to get the word out on this, because I think this is an amazing product, and it's kind of unusual. I never really, like me personally anyway, I've never gave much thought to maintaining my leather products properly. I always thought, like, whatever, it's leather, what's going to happen to it? But I can tell you personally, more so with my cheaper stuff, I've stored knives, you know, in the sheath, and then I come back later, could be 2 months, could be 2 years, and I've had the sheath itself turn completely green and nasty, particularly all the metal parts, you know, the rivets and stuff, they all tarnished, and it was gross. But the leather itself, it smelled, it was really, really bad, and it ruined it. And I don't want to ruin this stuff. I love this stuff, I want to maintain it. This is also going to leave, because it's going to be basically moisturized, the leather is going to be harder to actually gouge into and stuff. Like if you are, you know, carrying this around the woods and you get sticks and branches and stuff, and, you know, prickers from bushes and thorns, as they poke this leather, it's going to prevent it from actually tearing the fibers. So being that it's moisturized now, it's not going to rip and tear as easily either. So it actually strengthens the leather as a whole. But I'm so impressed with this stuff. I'm really, really excited about talking about it, just because I know other people out there who may not have given it a thought before might consider doing something like this now. It's something really simple and something small. Like I said, I don't have a whole bunch of leather things. I have a couple of nice sheaths here and there, a couple nice holsters, and I am going to start treating my belt, even though I should really return it to Alice. Like I said, she's probably walking around with her pants down. But once I get my own belt, I will certainly do that as well. So I think I'm kind of sold on the idea of pretty much in general saving up my money when I need to buy something that happens to be leather, buying good quality leather once and just maintaining it forever. That's all. I appreciate nice high quality leather. I've always loved the smell of leather. I've always loved the feel of like a nice high quality leather. I don't have a whole lot of it in my life, but what I do have, I'm definitely maintaining now properly. So I want to get the word out so you guys can start maintaining your stuff properly. One kind of random thing I could tell you, which I'll get this question more often than I would think I would. People will tell me, look, I got this old knife from my father or my grandfather, and I have this sheath, but I'm missing this part. This is extremely common, by the way. If you have a knife from like the 30s or 40s, or who knows, even the 60s or 70s, and you have these old sheaths, sometimes the sheaths are actually in pretty good condition, but almost always this piece right here is either completely worn or completely broken off. And that's because it's very often used. Obviously, you put your knife in your sheath. This is what's holding the handle, okay? Keeping it from flopping around. Almost always has a button snap. Occasionally it'll have some Velcro or something, but all the old ones have button snaps. And it's a piece of leather that's constantly being manipulated and, you know, bent back and forth. Now, if you don't maintain the leather and it dries out, that's what happens. It cracks and it breaks. So you don't want that to happen. You want to be able to maintain your leather now. Something I never gave thought before. Really never gave it much thought at all, and now I'm totally into it. I love this. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do this right after the, you know, I'm done filming, and I'm gonna make sure I get every little nook and cranny. It just feels 100 times better. It beads water off, it protects it from the conditions, all kinds of conditions. This stuff was invented by firefighters. I mean, it was originally invented to maintain the leather products during firefighting. Okay, there was harsh conditions, as you would imagine. You know, of course, all the water, all the moisture, you know, the chemicals that they're exposed to doing firefighting, the heat, and everything else. Heat damages leather as well. That's another thing. You don't want to leave leather like out in the sun or something. It will dry it out. It'll crack it. Specific to boots, when you get boots muddy and stuff, the mud will actually draw. When the mud dries, it draws out all the moisture in the leather, so it dries the leather out. So you want to constantly moisturize, and tenderize, and suppleize. SNL skit. Anyway, totally lost my train of thought. Good Lord. Yes, you want to maintain and keep your leather moisturized because it's an animal skin, and you want nice skin. You don't want dry, cracky, flaky, disgusting skin. So there you go. I do love this product. I'm imagining I've always loved this product, so I don't think I need a product update, but I will use some of their other products on other things such as my furniture. I have a nice leather couch. I plan on getting another leather couch in the future, maybe a chair or something. And I have some other leather things too that's unrelated to knives and guns, you know, specifically. So I might do those reviews in the future if people do show interest in this. But this is kind of a random thing. Mainly want to say thanks to YouTube for the experience of being able to follow other people's lives and what they do, and it really enhances my life. It makes me learn about things such as, hey, you know, maintain your leather, boy. Maintain that leather. And now I am. So I'm very proud of that. So hopefully you learn a little something about leather today. I know I've learned a lot about leather lately. And I have the Obenauf family to thank for that, and Mr. Cody Wranglerstarn for that. Wranglerstarn, no. It's Wrangler Star. It used to be Wrangler Barn, but now it's Wrangler Star. And I mixed them together. See what I did there? That was wrong. Alright, it's time to go. I'm getting silly. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.